Fever sold about 2.2 million records, which is absolutely phenomenal. It's just brilliant. But do you feel like a bit pressured to do better with this new record, even though it's not at the forefront of your mind selling records?
Sure.
Do you feel that it is something that you need to outdo for yourself, almost?
Yeah, I guess it's weird. You know, I guess just the way we felt. Yeah, it wasn't really at the forefront of our thought. You know, being worried about selling records or if people were going to like it. We kind of threw that all out the window and just took a new philosophy of, you know, we don't want to really just stress ourselves out to the point of just, you know, all our hair is going to be white. So we just want to kind of take it a little easier this time and just write songs that were fun for us to write and that we were excited about playing for people. So that's really the main goal, is we want to do something different and that we enjoy doing. So regardless, we're always going to like what we do. So.
I'm not going to dwell too much on the past, obviously, because there's new records coming out and it's going to be great.
Sure, thank you.
When you first came out, it kind of seemed like you were put in a section, like in the media, not necessarily musically, but more in the media's eye, of sort of like with all your other like label cohorts, like all your other bands that are signed to it, even though you sounded very different.
Sure.
Did you feel like that was happening at the time, that you were like being kind of passed off as the same as everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, that tends to happen a lot, you know, with a lot of bands that just, I guess, are discovered, you know, through certain ways,
yeah.
You know, like, I guess we did have a lot of help from you know, Fall Out Boy and the people at Fueled by Ramen, and so that is definitely a good connection to have, and we get along with everybody over there so well, and it really is like a big family. So I guess, you know, it's kind of hard to deny that, you know, we all get along so well, but it is kind of weird to be thrown in musically, I guess,
yeah.
with all those bands, just because we are so different from each other, and so, you know, we don't really think about it too much, but yeah, I mean, we all know that we're different bands and that we all like different stuff, but we all get along just great. So.
What's the feedback been from all your friends about the new record?
Well, my one friend that I live with, he likes it, so that's good. My family enjoyed it. I got to show them.
If you've got to live with somebody, you know, it helps that they like it. Yeah.
It wouldn't even matter. It wouldn't even matter. No, yeah, I got to show my parents, and they liked it. And I guess, you know, this record is actually, we've kind of kept it under wraps. I guess it's been very, very locked down in vaults, and people are just kind of keeping it very secret, which is great. You know, it's great that it's being watched over so well and carefully, but. Yeah, you know, we're just excited to get it out. You know, we just want people to hear the record and just hear it. Yeah, it's time. Like, it's been too long. So yeah, but soon enough. You know, a couple weeks.
Well, you were saying before that obviously a lot of inspiration for this record came from listening to your mum's or dad's old like vinyl collection.
Sure.
So was it like intentional to go back and retrace like music, or did it just like happen as it were? You know.
Yeah. You know, it just kind of happened, I guess. It was pretty natural. I don't know when it happened, but we just kind of don't really listen to a lot of newer bands that are out. There's very few bands that we like, but you know, there's so many, I guess, older bands and older music that we do enjoy that are just timeless, that we can't deny, and that we've liked for a long time even, that we've kind of rediscovered in a sense. And you know, when you listen to bands that you've listened to maybe when you were younger, that you can keep going back to and keep rediscovering new things. And you listen to a song and you find something you never really realized, you're like, oh, that's so cool. So with bands like that, we just enjoy doing that. We're just huge music nerds. So we just kind of sit around and listen to old bands.
There was always like a lot more to do, a lot more subtleness in music in times gone by as well.
Yes.
That you seem to pick up now. You've got a really good stereo. You can really hear it.
Exactly.
So like hearing like Heroes by David Bowie that's done on 3 mics and
exactly.
Stuff like that. It's just like
exactly. It's like
things,
even with like speakers today, like you can now hear even crazier stuff.
It's brilliant. So obviously you mixed down at Abbey Road.
Yes, we did. We got to mix there. It was awesome.
Yeah. How long did you stay down there?
We were there for 10 days, about 10 days, and we were staying at a hotel in Maida Vale, which is, you know, just like up the street from Abbey Road. So we would every day just walk to the studio. It was great. It was raining like every morning and just windy and just, you know, insane weather, and it was awesome. It was great. So
Get a bit of London with you.
Yeah, exactly. And no, it was great because we were on such a weird schedule. We would wake up at like, I don't know, 5 at night and then walk over there and then, you know, be there all night, and then, you know, it was just weird. So, yeah, it was just crazy. It was a lot of fun.
Body clock out the window.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't need a clock. Time doesn't exist with us.
No, well, you know, according to your video, it doesn't anyway.
Apparently not.
So, obviously you worked with Rob Mathes as well.
Yeah.
That must have been
great.
quite a treat, you know. He's worked with Pavarotti and
Yeah.
he's worked with Elton John and Jay-Z and anyone, you know, that you throw at him will do a good job with.
Rob is awesome. Rob has worked with a lot of big people, and I guess we didn't even really realize that when we started working with him, but he's just an amazing string arranger and composer, and he can play so many instruments, and he is phenomenal at guitar, so, you know, there was no reason we couldn't go with him. It was just, he's just such a, you know, such a cool guy that, you know, anytime we would be in the studio and we'd start getting down on ourselves, we just, you know, I can't play this part, you know, we'd get so mad or something, and he'd just, you know, hey guys, don't worry about it. You know, he'd always be there to bring our spirits back up, and any times that we did think something was, you know, we wanted to keep going with the song, he'd kind of be there to be like, okay, no, it's a song, you know, it's 3.5 minutes long, it's good enough, you know, you guys don't need to keep writing stuff. So we're like, all right. So he was kind of there to guide us along, I guess, in a sense.
It must have been pretty different to your first recording experience, though.
It was very different from the first recording. Yeah, the first record was different, you know, just instrumentation-wise, because we spent, you know, 3 or 4 days just on recording drums, and then, you know, 5 days on just recording guitars, and then, you know, just recording this, and so it was just, you know, little assignments, and it just felt very, you know, just everything was just, you know, everything was beat detected, auto-tuned, and just, you know, so it wasn't very organic and human sounding. So we just, we wanted this time around just to be a little more natural and organic sounding, and we wanted to sound like a band was actually playing. You know, we wanted to keep some of the mistakes that we did, and some of the vocal cracks that happen, and, you know, the stuff that actually happens when you're playing, and so that was very important for us. And even the way that we recorded, we all recorded the 5 main instruments live together in a room. So that was very cool, very different.
When you were writing the album, and it was obviously quite different to the first album, were you at any time worried that you might alienate some of your fans? Because it is very different. Maybe it could be a lot better, but you know, it might.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, you know, I guess, you know, there is like the thought of, okay, is this going to alienate some people? But I think we realized that, you know, the first record more so would have, you know, been, I guess, genre specific than the new record. I think this time around we've kind of, it's a little more eclectic, and I think a lot more people could listen to it. I could be totally wrong, but, you know, we'll see. But in our opinions, I think that it's a little more listener friendly. That you know, there's a lot more variety for people listening. If you don't like this song, then you might like this song. If you're not a fan of this song, you might like this song. So there's a little more diversity on it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I reckon that's the way it's going to go. But hopefully you won't lose anyone from it, because, you know, it's a great record. So.
Thank you.
So what is Pretty and Odd?
Pretty and Odd. Well, you know, that was, I guess, the first thing that we came up with for the album title. We hadn't really discussed much. We were still in the studio writing process, and you know, we hadn't really come up with any tentative titles. So it was really the first thing that I think we were at Ryan's house, and he just said it one night when we were writing, and we just thought it, you know, it kind of fit. You know, that a lot of these songs, you know, have a lot of pretty traits to it. You know, they're very, you know, fantastical and fairy tale like, but a lot of them are just weird. You know, some of them are just really weird and out there, and you know, some of them are just rock and roll songs, and some aren't. And so it just made sense. The 2 best words that kind of fit, I guess, without just giving you the music and the album. So